How's it going, guys? It's Jeff from Alpha Dynamics, and today we're going to talk about a couple things. First, we're going to talk about social conditioning. We're going to talk about how to instantly get yourself into state, get your mood rocketed on cue whenever you need it. We're going to talk a little bit about how society's been breeding just hordes of beta males and how it's starting to upset the balance a little bit between masculinity and femininity. So, first we'll talk about social conditioning. I want you guys to think back to a time when maybe you were in school and you were just hanging out in class. Maybe the teacher took a minute, was taking a little bit extra time to go around and just actually start the class, so everybody is talking a little bit. Maybe you talk louder, maybe you're talking one of the loudest kids in class, and the teacher singles you out. The teacher's like, hey, Jeff, basically shut the fuck up, right? Unless you went to Catholic school like me, they probably didn't say shut the fuck up or like throw a chair. We've had shit like that happen, but they definitely singled you out as your kid. I'm gonna say it's a little bit traumatic, okay? Because you blow everything up when you're a kid, right? Everything's a big deal. You're fully expressive. Children are never in their head. They don't have this inner dialogue happening. And so when somebody in a position of power cuts that off, singles you out, right? That stays with you enough times of that happening, and eventually it's just like you no longer have that unfiltered personality where you're just 100% yourself, charismatic, or probably annoying as a kid, but still it's something that we lose as we get older. So and all of these systems are set up to, they don't want you to be loud, don't stand out, right? Just be the same as everybody else, fit in, slide under the radar, that kind of thing. It's like notorious that people just want to blend in, and fuck that. Why would you want to do that, right? You want to stand out, you want to leave a legacy for yourself. When you're laying down in your last day on this earth and you're thinking back, you don't want to be like, man, I was just such a chode. Like, I just followed, I just went with the mainstream, right? I didn't. And if you like the mainstream, go ahead, that's fine. I like some mainstream things. A lot of the Marvel movies, that's all mainstream, and I think those are badass, okay? But they have their place, and once it takes a larger percentage over of your interests, your hobbies, your personality, and you don't have this range of experiences, it's all just this little tiny range that's socially acceptable, you're not experiencing life to the fullest, bottom line, And now we're gonna move on to talking about how to get yourself into state instantly. So what you want to do to get yourself into state is you want to find one of your favorite songs, okay? Get your little iPod playlist, start playing a couple of your favorite songs in the car or wherever you're going, and then you want to blast that shit in your car as loud as it can go. You're gonna blast it, and you're gonna sing like you're on American Idol, like your family is starving, and the only way you're gonna be able to feed them is to just nail the shit, like to sing. Doesn't matter how good you sound or how bad you sound, that you're just singing like all out, fucking 150%, right? And you're just by after a little, maybe less than 30 seconds of doing this, you're gonna feel like just this energy, it's like a NASA rocket launch, okay? And your state just shoots up. I mean, this is a golden trick. It's 100% of the time it will get you from a less positive state into where you want to be. If you're ever going out to, you're going to go on a date, or you're going to go hang out with friends, or you're going to see your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever it is, husband, wife, try doing this. Try playing a little bit of your favorite music. Blast it if it's in a place where you can't blast. Put headphones in. Go take a walk and sing as loud as you can. Like, get your body loose. Move your body a little bit to it. What this is gonna do is changing your state starts with motion physically, and then that's gonna create a change in your emotions. I don't know, maybe it's a coincidence, but it does work. Okay, and so going back to what we were talking about with society, creating these massive amounts of beta males, it's a process to switch. If you're a beta, it's a process. It takes time. Everybody is a little bit, has a combination of both. Most people are not 100% alpha or 100% beta. I think realistically where you want to be at is 80 alpha, 20 beta, or 20 omega tendencies, where you're just maybe it's not as like aggressive, take charge, where you can sit back or you still hold the attention of the room. So maybe the whole room is just like focused on you, and when they are, maybe you don't even have to say much, right? Maybe they're just looking at you and you just do something goofy, like you dip your head underwater. You're in the water, everybody's chilling facing you, then you dip your head underwater, they're still watching you, you're communicating. I don't have to perform for you guys, like I'm just gonna have fun. Be aware. When you're in a group, who is everybody facing? Where do their feet face? Okay? Because wherever their feet faces, that's the alpha. That's who they're interested in. That's where their focus is. Okay? And you, over time, you want to start having the crowd react to you instead of you being reactive to them. Okay? So ways that you can start erasing these beta tendencies, you can do what I call free association. Basically what that is you're going to talk randomly. You can be alone, or you can just do this with a buddy. If you have like somebody like a wingman, or you have like a best friend. Sorry, these chickens are loud. You got a best friend, you guys call each other up, and then as soon as they answer, you're gonna just say free association, and they're gonna know because you guys have talked about this, and you're just gonna pick out. It can be anything that you see in sight, it can be anything you imagine. It doesn't have to make sense. The goal is just to literally eradicate this dialogue in your head, so that the second you think of something, that's gonna come out of your mouth. Okay, because too many people get stuck in their head, and we've all had experiences where society's like, oh no, stay down, don't be yourself, don't stand out, right? Don't be bold. Just be a nice little beta, work your 8-hour job, go home to your suburban house, and be quiet. Don't stand out. And if you like that, you want to be that way, go for it. But I'm going to teach you ways to break through that, so at least you have the choice to be yourself when you want to be. So you're going to just say anything that you want. It doesn't have to make sense. You're going to say, oh, let me give you examples. Okay, unicorn, lamp. I was down with the Hobbit chilling in his cave, and then he smacked his opponent, and they had a UFC throwdown, and Joe Rogan was there, and so was Alex Jones. They were talking together, they had megaphones, and then Alex Jones was like, he was throwing down cash with dice, and he's like, who thinks that this guy's gonna win? Who thinks this guy's gonna win? It was like Frodo versus Smeagol, right? Okay, but you get the point. That's all just improvised. That's free association. Okay, it takes you a minute to get into flow, to get used to it. Once you get in that flow though, you're gonna notice it's more and more amusing. You're gonna start talking about things that amuse you. You're gonna be self-amused. You're gonna be fucking funny. All right, so give that exercise a shot, and we will talk soon.